All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Of course, I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my ride or die co-host, George Ballantine. Of course, it's edge of the knife, tip of the spear. And if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. George B., what's up, bro?
Oh, nothing. You know, it's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday type of deal. But, you know, just trying to straighten all this fiasco with this first story. So I'm just, getting everything in order because I want to make sure we get it right. And there's just so much information. There's going to be more information coming out. But, I'm alive. God woke me up this morning. And I have read the final chapter, baby. God wins through all this evil.
Man, it's a fight. There's no doubt. It's
Yeah.
a pretty evil fight. At the end of the day, I struggle with myself, but it's always difficult, right? It's always complicated. Life is never as it appears. I got my little puppy in the background deciding he's going to get up when he usually doesn't get up this time of the day. So you guys might hear him in the background. But listen, you have to stay at it, right? You have to stay vigilant. I always tell people have situational awareness, stay vigilant. And it doesn't matter, good versus evil. It never stops. It's always the same. Just the same fight, different face. And you never know where that face is coming from. It could come from you right next to you in your own home. Could come from you, from the people around you, people that act as if they're your friends and family members. You just never know where that's going to come because the attacks are there, especially if you're trying to do the right thing constantly. Seems like there's always some reason people want to stop you. But listen, before we kick it off, if you love the show, you know what to do. Thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. That follow button is the best way to say thank you to us. And of course, paid subscription is always great. It's $5 a month. You can gift subscriptions. All that stuff helps us out. That little $5 a month, it adds up when you get hundreds of people doing it. So we appreciate all the people that are currently subscribing. It's a great way to support the shows. We need your support. It's all that. You can always rumble, rant, tip us $5, $10, $20, any bucks. And you can also tip us in crypto at, of course, the Rumble crypto wallet. We're connected there. You can do that. Or you can just go ahead and you can head over to the website, the Big Mig Show, or thebigmig.com. Check it out. And you can buy goods over there. You can support us with printed memorabilia, that thing with the logo, et cetera, et cetera. In the meantime, if you'd like to sponsor the show, we love our sponsors here on the Big Mig, but of course we love sponsors that actually do things for our listener base. And I'm talking about gold and silver. Yeah, we love crypto, but we love gold and silver too. This is the 62.2 gram prepper bar, perforated and very easily broken down in your choice of 3 separate denominations. Of course, it fits a multitude of needs. If you take a look at it right there, you can see the small denominations. Doesn't matter whether it's asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or in the case of the prepper bar, it's very unique utility for barter and trade. Makes a perfect gift. Nobody doesn't like gold and silver, especially at these prices. These babies are mined and minted in the great US of A. No counterfeit gold coming out of Genesis Global. And that is a big deal now. Go take a look. Go look on the internet. You're going to see counterfeit gold and silver is going through the roof. They're available right now in gold and silver. They're come with an assay report. And of course, they fit neatly in your wallet, gun safe, underwear drawer, sock drawer, safety deposit box. Who cares, any of those? Head over to genesisgoldgroup.com. That's right, genesisgoldgroup.com. Or you can call them at 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154. Now make sure you let them know the Big Mig Show sent you. So if you call them on the phone, just say the Big Mig Show. They'll have a special promotional discount for you. 888-526-7154 or genesisgoldgroup.com.
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar. Lance, you're coughing. You all right? I know you were sick over the weekend.
I had a little bit of, excuse me, I was a little bit under the weather over the weekend. I don't know if I ate something or whatever, but it was pretty tough.
You get sick
I was pretty beat up for 2 days. I just kind of laid around for 2 days, which is not normal for me. So couple tough days for me. Anyway, listen, happy you guys are here, of course. We always appreciate that support. All right, we've got a breaking story. Now, a lot of this stuff are allegations at this point, but this story is just starting to take off. We're ahead of the curve on it. I'm not sure anybody else has covered it yet. And this is the Heir to the Word of Faith movement. Appears to be living a double life, prostitutes, pornography, and God. Of course, a fall from grace. One of the ways you're always under attack, of course, is sex. Looks like this former Oklahoma pastor, allegedly Craig Hagin, Heir to the Word of Faith movement founded by late Kenneth E. Hagin, has been living a double life. His parents announced it on Sunday. I'm sure this was not a proud moment for them. I guess the Rhema Bible Training Center, or Kenneth Hagin, father of the faith movement, right beside Oral Roberts. He's a big deal in that movement. I guess his estranged wife, Mia, says the elder Hagins knew of their son's alleged dealings with prostitutes and pornography for far longer than they've let on, yet did nothing to stop it. Now, that's not great. You go to faith leaders because you're looking for leadership, you're looking for strength, you're looking for guidance. And here's a couple of people that couldn't even guide their own son away from the path of evil. It looks like during services at the Tulsa Remy's Bible Church, founder Kenneth Hagin told his congregation that what we saw was both shocking and devastating, not only as the leaders of this ministry, but as his parents. I don't know how shocked they could have been because they've known about it for a while. The question is, why did they let it continue? Why didn't they get some help from him? Why was it possible for their son to turn this far, I guess, away from the light? George.
Well, people, this is what we call a sheep in wolf's clothing. So we're going to keep using the word allegedly, though. This has come out. It's starting to hit the news cycles. It's not something we're making up because I'm actually, my source said I could give her name. So I'm going to do it because it's Melody Jennings and the sister-in-law they all went to school together. It's just so much information. However, from what my understanding, the parents knew about their son's extracurricular activities, I would say.
Extracurricular. That's a very nice way to frame it, George.
Yeah. So, but look who's the people being hurt in all this. First and foremost, his soon to be, I don't know if they're divorced yet, but soon to be divorced ex-wife, Mia. I don't know if they have children, and anybody that's still listening to Craig Hagin, even though he's allegedly fired from the World of Faith movement, but anybody else listening in to anything the World of Faith movement has to say, or even on Sundays or whatever they're doing their sermons or whatever, I wouldn't, because you're just co-signing that and you're just contributing to their fakeness. Because so when Mia filed for divorce, I'm just going to say this. The parents changed their son's firing date to, I don't know, a day or two right before she filed. Oh, why is that?
Which I might add is a crime.
So you're telling me if you're a real Christian, it's not the wife's fault, but you want to shut her out and not have her being taken care of or whatever the situation may be. That's very Christian-like, huh? That's called you're being freaking hypocrites. And you're gonna sit there and try to teach others, practice what you preach. World of Faith movement. So right now you're in the dumps. Don't support them. I wouldn't. And it's a crazy start. And we got screenshots. We got the sauce. I'm just gonna start. Lance, you know what? I'm gonna show one picture right here. Let's get this party started. Right here. This is a Facebook picture. You have Craig there with then Mia and his wife, who she didn't know the other two people were, but one's Elizabeth. The other one is allegedly his drug dealer, who, by the way, is on Facebook right now trying to quote scriptures in threads. Isn't that funny? He's a
religious drug dealer?
He's on exposure threads quoting scripture and calling the writers wolves in sheep's clothing. We know all about you, buddy, there, Derek. So if I was you, I would just shut up and walk away.
What kind of drugs is old Derek dealing?
I don't know.
I was just curious. I didn't know. If
Not really sure. Does it really matter? Drugs to drug
no,
to drug?
not necessarily. Yeah. I just figured I'd ask.
But so people, Craig thought he thinks he's a smart guy. He's not too smart because these are all aliases. There's just some of the aliases he's used, right? All different names, Cash App names and stuff. Why? Pay for his illicit activity, prostitutes. I don't know if he's paying his drugs with that, but that's just some of his names. And look at this, Lance. I'm just going to show you 2 shots. These are, if you look, his search history. Yeah, we got search history, people. You'll see there's pornography sites. You know what? I'm going to try to, hold on, let me just do something. I'm going to crop something so you guys can see it. I'm going to make it bigger, just one section of it. Give me 1 second. All right. I don't know. What did I say? Doing the dirty, huh? Doing the dirty. There's a bunch of porn sites.
Seems like a family site.
Right? I mean, here's more. I got pages of this stuff, but it's just, I mean, you see one's enough, right? 2's enough?
He loves his porn.
Help me. Look at this one. Help me shave. Come on your feet. Doing the dirty. I mean,
wait, help me shave.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just curious. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't
but
know. Somebody out there might want to type that into a URL and tell me what it's all about.
So, I mean, look, people, you want to follow this World Faith Movement? That's on you. You're an adult. You can make that decision. We're just providing you with the information that people may not want to provide or are scared to provide. We'll always say allegedness because he allegedly did all this. He's allegedly doing this. But there's even a sex video of him. I tried getting it, but they were reluctant to give it to me. I said, I'll block out the faces or something. But allegedly the lawyers have it now. Oof, not looking good. Not looking good.
Okay. I have to admit, let me see here. Hold on a minute.
Should we show the mistress, Elizabeth? Is that her name?
Not yet. I am trying to type in helpmeshave.com. I want to see if it comes up. Help me shave.
Oh,
nope, it looks like
Lance, it's the drug dealers. The allegedly drug dealer is selling allegedly cocaine.
Cocaine. God's gift to the people. Yeah, well, I guess, cocaine's got a good margin in it. Helpmeshave.com is down, George. I don't know. They've been taking
I don't know if it's helpmeshave.com. I couldn't tell you. I didn't look at it close up. It just said help me
I'm
shave.
sorry. Okay. Well, guys, I'm disappointed. I can't get you help me shave. All right. So he's a cocaine dealer. That's nice.
Allegedly
a cocaine.
Allegedly a cocaine dealer. That's what we're saying. This is crazy.
They are living the path of righteousness here. There's no doubt.
So, I mean, his soon-to-be ex-wife, Mia, she goes on and says, she's saying that the elder Hagins knew of their son's alleged dealings with prostitutes, pornography, for far longer than they let on. Yet did nothing.
Paying for the pornography and the prostitutes.
I don't know. I don't know if they're paying. I don't know who he's paying for. Where he's getting money.
I can tell you. I already don't like this guy. I'm going to tell you why I don't like him. I see he was arrested for animal cruelty. I got to tell you, anybody that's capable of animal cruelty, in my book, deserves an ass whooping.
So here, let me read this statement. Hold on, before we go further and show the mistress, I'm going to read.
George, do we know anything more about the animal cruelty? Do we know what he did and why he was arrested?
Who?
Hagin, in this report you have, was convicted for animal cruelty, and I was asking if you knew.
I don't have that. I don't know if I have that report.
Maybe Melody's in the audience. Melody, if you are, I'd like to know what the animal
She'll text me.
cruelty
She's
was.
texting me anyway. So during services at Tulsa's Rhema Bible Church, founder Keith Hagin told his congregation that what we saw was both shocking and devastating, not only as leaders of this ministry but as parents. So shocking, and devastating that you're shutting out his soon-to-be ex-wife Mia.
Yes, shocking. Shockingly devastated, but we need to protect our money.
Yeah. So this is where, one of the deadly sins is what? Greed?
Greed, yes.
I would respect more if you told the truth and then asked for forgiveness. I could respect that. You might get my forgiveness, but you won't get my respect, or I won't be following or listening to you anymore. But that's one way to start, because if you're such a person of faith, then you know one day you're going to meet your maker and he's going to ask that question. Why did you lie to those people, my son?
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to sit there like, no, purgatory you go. You're going to sit there and think for a while. You're going to be stuck.
So on June 3rd, he was fired from the Rhema Bible Church. Do we know why he was fired? It says for unspecified content.
Well, they fired him for this shit. What do you mean?
Oh, is this what I thought maybe there was more specific allegations, George. I was just trying to get to the bottom.
You know,
it's a difficult season for his family. I don't know what's difficult about it. I mean, your son was boning prostitutes and watching pornography. What was the struggle? Maybe it was the bills. Maybe they couldn't afford all the URLs he'd signed up for as a member.
Yep.
HelpMeShave.com. I'm sure the membership costs monthly if you want to watch Help Me Shave.
They say in the divorce petition Mia Hagin filed June 4th that includes key details of that the parents left out. They say, and this is coming from her lawyer, Jessica Tate. The respondent has committed the act of adultery and the court should dissolve the marriage of the parties for that reason. Dissolve it. I don't know how long they've been married. I don't even know. But, it's, all right. Let's look at it.
I got to give this statement. Did you see the statement the family made here, George?
I read it.
During this time, I will be focusing on my family and seeking God's wisdom and direction for the future, he wrote. That's Hagin's quote. Well, maybe you should just turn off your internet, man. Maybe turn off your internet. You won't be able to search for prostitutes and porn. I mean, if you're struggling, I would say just don't pay your internet bill. Just cancel your internet right now, and maybe that'll help you look for God's wisdom. And if you need some wisdom on animal cruelty, we'll come over here and maybe I'll just punch you in the face. How's that?
So there's even, oh my God. Stop texting me 5 million times. She said Melody. She texted me like 1 million times. Let me see what she's saying.
Yeah, well, I think you should let her.
She asked him how many women, I don't even know. Yes, I know all animal cruelty was them. They both were arrested for animal cruelty. She has an animal shelter. It was taken down to a misdemeanor for disturbance, but they had it wrong. All right, well, should we show you? All right, so here's another stunning revelation. We're going to talk about Jackson Lahmeyer. Lahmeyer. Pastor Jackson Lahmeyer. This is a tough one. He's a Republican. I think we met him, Lance, right? I don't even know. However, he was, I don't know if he's still friends with this Hagen character here. But remember when he was running for Senate? Jackson Lahmeyer was running for Senate?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't make his Senate seat the last time he ran because he was traveling with Craig and they were, I'm going to say allegedly, shacking up with other women.
Is Lahmeyer married?
Yeah, I believe so, yes. And like I said, there was a sex tape that was found on Greg's computer with another lady, and that's supposedly with the lawyers. I would have loved to got that, but not to view it, but just to show like a scene, like a still picture of it to show you.
Yeah, so Lahmeyer admitted he had an affair. So this isn't an allegation anymore. It's all over the internet. Lahmeyer confirmed relationship with former beauty queen. So I guess he was out, enjoying himself. Republicans can be just as low life as the Democrats. So that we always said we go after both sides of the aisle on this show. We don't minimize it. And I guess he admitted to this affair. He's done it. He's admitted it on Facebook, or at least admitted it up close. Of course, he had to embrace it because maybe there were videos out there. Were they tag teaming? The question is, were they tag teaming these women?
I don't know.
How much fun were they having? That's the question, folks.
I don't know, but
here's the text messages online of him.
Here's the alleged homewrecker mistress.
Well,
I say that because I believe she knew he was married and stuff. If you don't know a person's married, then I won't call them a homewrecker because you just don't know. It's not their fault in that sense. But this woman knew. How do we know? Because she was at events like that. I showed you before. They were at that.
There's a lot of cleavage in that photo.
Yeah. Why you don't like it?
Probably what got the old pastor looking. He saw the cleavage and he said, God, give me strength. Porn, prostitutes. Okay, I'll take her. Yeah. Old Jackson.
I mean, here's like some text messaging from them. Oh, all kinds of stuff, bro. It gets crazy. But so here's a nice one. I didn't know good old Craig bought her a BMW because here's the service certificate. What does it say on there? It's got her name and his name on it. Oh.
Whoa.
Allegedly, too, he paid for a condo for the woman. I'm going to say allegedly.
Yeah, condo, huh? He's living large, man. I mean, listen, his parents have money. It's okay.
Can you buy me a BMW, bro?
Well, I don't know. You might have to do things you don't want to do, though.
No, I can't do that. I have to draw the line. We live by morals and ethics, people. So should you, if they're there.
So I guess he had aliases he liked to use when he was paying his prostitute.
Yeah, I put them up before. Yeah, he's using all those aliases. But they got all that stuff. Nothing's staying hidden because they got his computer, too. But he's not a smart guy. Not by all means. Because he's busted. Paying for a BMW for this girl. Like I said, Mia filed for divorce, so the Hagins, the parents, moved his fire date to the day before she filed. And she's actually locked out of all accounts. And they're millionaires, these people, right? Millionaires. And they're supposedly pastor Christians. They got a congregation, but they act like that. Do real Christians supposed to act like that?
Well, they could take responsibility for their actions. They should make sure the ex-wife is taken care of. But that's the scamminess, right? When you have leadership that misuses the word of God and the platform of God. It isn't the first time. I mean, you've seen that one pastor out there buying jets and buying luxury vehicles. You've seen these pastors and these, all these different priests and otherwise. They're up on stage and they're showing off their new Rolls Royce. So they're showing this off and saying, I need this. You guys have given me this. They're using you. Those are not good people. People that don't put their money back into the church, people that buy private jets. There's a church here in town where the pastor decided the church needed to buy him a private jet. Private jet. I don't think you need a private jet to spread the word of God. I think commercial airlines will get you there just as easily. But that's the point, right? This is what happens when you get in there and you get the notoriety and you get the platform, you turn into a scumbag. So, I mean, these people are millionaires. They ought to do the right thing. I'll put them on blast and say, look, stop being cowards. Stop being liars and cheats. Stop violating the word of God. Maybe make a difference. It's not normal for us to do this, but I don't like when people abuse their parishioners, when they take advantage of parishioners. And this is what these people have done. These allegations are pretty strong. We'll see. This story will be coming out.
Here's another picture of me at the black. Elizabeth in the black dress. She's making a comment. I believe the comment she's talking about Mia too. So it's not like we had the sauce, people.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on this story for you as it goes, as it moves forward. All right. Well, there's lots of big news today. A lot of big ones. Let's talk about SCOTUS, George. What do you got going on here? This is a big bombshell.
I was real excited coming in today because, it's going to be, SCOTUS had a bunch of major rulings to be dropping. They're going to supposedly unleash 8 more opinions. Birthright, citizenship, mail-in ballots, transgender athlete bans, and, and a lot more. They're, wrapping up this term before the 4th of July and won't be back in public session until the first Monday of October. Well, I was excited, but this morning, this is a big disappointment. I'm really upset. I don't understand this. But the U.S. Supreme Court rules 5-4 that states may count mail-in ballots arriving after Election Day if postmarked on time, rejecting the RNC's challenge to require all ballots be received by Election Day. There's a reason why we need to Save America Act passed. So you look at California. Are they still counting ballots in California, or are they done? After a month.
How's it going on for a month?
But yeah, Barrett and Roberts joined the Liberals, Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson on this one. Freaking traitors. So they're saying if it's postmarked, right? What about the ballots when you drop off at drop boxes where they don't go through the mail, right? They just ballot drop boxes. Don't they just drop them off in drop box? There's no postmark. What about those? They just if they're postmarked. So what if the DNC allegedly just takes all these ballots, fills them out, fuck it. They might as well just have them anyway, just as backup, because nobody really checks the validity if they're real or not. Just make another 20,000 fake ones, put it through the mail so they get postmarked, and we'll count them.
What if you create a counterfeit postmarker, George? Wouldn't really be that hard to do. You've seen a post office postmark. What if you just created a machine? What if you just had one of the postmarking machines and you just kept stuffing them in there?
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. So hopefully, because the Postmaster General said, if you don't give over the voter rolls, we can't verify. So here's a good point. If they don't get the voter rolls, right, the post office, and they're not going to send out ballots if people they can't verify. So if you had that, hopefully, if it works out like this, and they know who they sent ballots out, and if more ballots come in of different names that the post office knows they did not send out, then they're fake, right? But we'll see. But that still doesn't count for it should count for the drop boxes too, because you still have to get those ballots mailed to you. It's not like you could just pick one up.
Third world nation in our voting system. We are a third world country that's supposed to be the shining beacon of honesty and integrity. That's what you have. You have a third world country, and that's what we're doing with our voting system. Why? Because all they want to do is friggin' cheat. Cheat, and cheat some more.
I was excited this morning. I was like, all right, because I really thought they were gonna rule in favor of this case. But I got the clip. I'm gonna play it.
They gave you a slap instead, George.
Right? It's like a smack in the face. I thought it was gonna be like, all right, we can have a good summer now. Maybe not.
All right, guys, this is not a win for Republicans who were challenging this. Mississippi has a state law which allows ballots to be counted, mail-in ballots after Election Day. If they come in, they're postmarked and meet the state requirements, but it is a 5-4 loss for Republicans. And an interesting cobbling together of who wrote on this. Justice Barrett wrote the opinion. Justice Roberts joined her along with Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson. So those 5 stuck together on this. The dissent comes from Justice Alito. Thomas Gorsuch and Kavanaugh join him. And essentially what the majority said is that these federal statutes setting Election Day don't prescribe, or they don't stand in conflict with states that want to say, okay, we have a procedure to count ballots after Election Day. Justice Alito, writing for the dissent, says today's decision is inconsistent with the terms of the Election Day statutes, contemporary election law principles, 2 centuries of historical practice, and the case law on the question presented. So if you're a state out there that counts ballots after Election Day based on your state law, that state law will stand. We wait on more opinions now, guys. More to come.
So, Shannon, that means, for example, in California, where it takes them forever to count ballots, this doesn't help that situation at all, right?
It does not, because basically they're deferring to the states on when they can count those ballots after Election Day. They say the federal statute may set Election Day, but these states that have allowed for procedures outside of that and the way that they collect and how and when they collect those ballots, those state laws are going to be good. Mississippi was the state here, but yes, this will apply to places like California as well.
30 minutes, yeah.
All right, we're going to take a short break. And
Very disappointing.
Talking about the DOJ probe against Neville Roy Singham. Yeah, you haven't heard that name, you should know it. He's just as bad as Mark Zuckerberg, Reid Hoffman, the Soroses. He may be worse. And finally, maybe he's going to get his comeuppance. Breaking story. You're going to want to hear this. Extremely important, especially when you really know who he is. Stay tuned. The Big Wing Show will be right back with George Ballantine, myself, Lance Miliaccio. Yeah, we're dropping bombs. Truth bombs. The great American way. That's what it is. Be right back.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here with your hosts, Lance Migliaccio, George Ballantine, Big Mig Mafia in the chat, a bunch of people in the chat, Craig Muttley, what up? USA Abby, Sherry, and Jake Kit Kat. Who else is in there? Coach Melody, what up, Coach? Put me in, Coach. Robbie Sunshine. If you're out there watching and you're hearing me right now, if you come join the chat, I'll give you a nice shout out. We appreciate it all.
Get in the chat. Don't be.
Lance, stop interrupting me.
Don't be shy.
You're interrupting my mojo, bro. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, follow, like, share. And if you subscribe for $5 a month, we truly appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Lance and I, we want to give something back to you, especially for the people that can't watch their crypto 24/7. We're talking about Block Trust IRA. Their exclusive Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This is a sophisticated technology once reserved only for Wall Street insiders, but now it's available to you. And this system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. Our clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all military grade security, up to $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. Visit bigmigcrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution that's finally giving everyday Americans access to the crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit bigmigcrypto.com today and you get up to $2,500 of free crypto. QR code's right in your screen. The link's in the chat and the link's in the more section under the video. All you got to do is just go there and check it out and mention us. That's all. Tell them we sent you. All right. Neville Roy Sigmund. He's sitting there reaping his rewards, but the grand jury, the DOJ, has launched a grand jury probe into him. He's this self-described Marxist mogul who's foreigner, who funds Americans, radical left, all from his little apartment in Shanghai. Lance, you think Shanghai's going to give him up if there's an indictment and stuff and a warrant? You think China?
He's got a lot of money. Could he buy his way out of it? Could they refuse to comply? Me personally, I'd run a secret operation inside of China. I'd snatch his ass up. But I'm different.
That's not going to happen, dude.
I'm different. Doesn't matter whether it's going to happen or not. I'm making a point. My point is that people like Singham that are trying to destroy the country from within with his Marxist ideology, I think he's a target. Personally, when you become an enemy of the United States, I think I'd put him on the international terrorist list, the international terrorist watch list. I'd put him on the Interpol list. I would make sure he couldn't make a move. And personally, yeah, I'd snatch his ass up and he'd never surface again. These are the kind of people, George Soros, Alexander Soros, Singham, Reid Hoffman, they're intentionally trying to undermine the country. It's not about Donald Trump. It's about your country. It's about protecting your country. So the DOJ has launched a probe into him. They're trying to track the money. They've issued subpoenas in this investigation led by U.S. Attorney James Clayton in the Southern District of New York. It's a federal grand jury is investigating the alleged financial crimes by Neville Roy Singham, the China-based tech tycoon, whose fortune has funded a sprawling network of socialist, communist, and Marxist organizations across the U.S. over the last decade. A lot of them like BLM, Antifa, and others. These are strong allegations. And personally, he's an enemy of the United States. Let's get some balls here in the administration. Let's start going after our enemies, foreign and domestic, especially people like Singham, who's been doing this for decades. U.S. Attorney Todd Blanche authorized the investigation of the Trump administration seeks to crack down on fraud, money laundering, and other financial crimes in the multi-billion-dollar nonprofit industry. We're talking about all those 401c3s and all the rest of them. Of course, there's lots of organizations. Look at the Open Society Fund, right? 64 NGOs got money from USAID. I don't know how much money Singham got from USAID. We probably need to do a story on that itself. But it looks like Singham pumped $285 million from his base in Shanghai into a Goldman Sachs philanthropy fund and two shell corporations that then fed the money into a constellation of nonprofit organizations, media operations, and activist groups pushing sectarian division, identity politics, and support for socialist politicians. Of course, this investigation examining the movement of the money in Singham's financial network, attempting to determine if Singham and his organizations are what? He funded their leaders, committed wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering, violence, lots of other things. Looks like the evidence has been submitted to the grand jury, which has issued subpoenas seeking these bank records and other financial documents from organizations in Singham's network. Federal prosecutors are using grand jury subpoenas as an investigation tool to compel the production of documents. I can tell you that Singham's not a good guy. This is an opinion. You don't have to agree with me, disagree with me. At the end of the day, this is the problem. We're allowing these billionaires to use their money just like we allowed Mark Zuckerberg with his Zuckerbucks to manipulate our elections, to manipulate the outcomes. Do you guys believe, and you guys can tell me in the chat, do you think these billionaires should be held with their feet to the fire? Should George Soros and Alexander Soros be arrested? And if they haven't been arrested, why? You tell me. Reid Hoffman, another one, founder of LinkedIn. Neville Singham has been going and doing this kind of crap for decades. Goldman Sachs seems to have a hand in this, has had a long business relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, as you know. Solomon participates in a meeting, for example, on November 4th, 2025, member of the Political Bureau of the Communist Party. They were present. You're talking about a very large network. And my opinion is, listen, it's no problem. If Goldman Sachs wants to do business with the Communist Chinese Party, fine, go ahead and do business. But let's throw them out of the country. Why don't we just boot Goldman Sachs out of the U.S. and say, sorry, your foreign connections with the Communist Chinese Party are too much. You're no longer allowed to do business in the United States. The question is, will your president, Donald J. Trump, have the balls to do it? Will he go up against Goldman Sachs? Will he go up against Singham? Will he go up against Reid Hoffman? Does he have the balls to go after Mark Zuckerberg, or is he going to continue to kiss billionaires' asses? That's my question. It's pretty simple. I'd tell him this even if he was on the show. I'd ask him, when are you going to stop kissing the asses of other billionaires, Don? Do you have a choice, Mr. President, to not do business? And maybe should Goldman Sachs, for their ties to the Communist Party, be thrown out of the United States? Seems to me they should be. Let me put it this way. Do you think another country would allow it? Do you think China would allow some financial group to maintain their base if their ties to the U.S. were all the way up to government levels and they were manipulating Chinese political events because of their ties to the U.S. government? My point is, this is a 5-part investigation. There's a lot of people that have been involved. Fox News Digital found a 4-minute, 13-second speech in which Singham stood on the stage at the Golden Tulip Hotel, November 13th, 2025, for a conference of the Global South Academic Forum. Just days after that, the Goldman Sachs chief was in Beijing. That's an interesting timing, isn't it? Singham openly supported a new world order. Well, I openly support giant industrial wood chippers. At the end of the day, does Singham belong to be allowed to continue his reign of terror? I say not. He calls the United States a fascist nation, echoing the propaganda of the Chinese Communist Party. And Goldman Sachs is tied to him. The question is why? Why would we allow Goldman Sachs to continue to do business in the United States? Why would we allow Singham to do this? To undermine our country, to undermine what the founders and framers determined should be the grand experiment. Singham doesn't like it. He called the United States a fascist nation. I call Singham a traitor and an international terrorist. Let's play this clip, George. Let's give him a taste of what Singham's all about here.
Thank you, comrades, friends. This study was conducted by almost 40 people, our friends at Guangzhou, Professor Liu. Many contributed to the editing and ideas. And it was actually something that made me very angry to do this research. Because when you realize those people in Leningrad, the people in China who died, whose stories are not told in movies in the rest of the world. In China, you have your own media movies. But remember, the majority of people in the global south, they watch Hollywood movies. And their stories are actually the stories of the American British. My father also was in Burma. There are 12 million people who died in South Asia, not in China, in this war. Half of them at the hands of the Europeans and the Americans, and mainly the Europeans. In Africa, also, 2 million died. The Japanese came here in to China in 1931, but in Ethiopia in 1935. This fascist lie that the West says that there's a battle between fascism, democracy, and communism. They make a fake argument that there are three systems. I think Vijay has done a very good job of explaining that, in fact, fascism is actually a face of capitalism and imperialism, as is colonialism. These are the three faces of a system that quite now is getting very, very dangerous for us. The reason I think this study and the role of the Global South Academic Forum and of China is this moment of history, if we want to understand international rules-based order, which is their favorite term, it was the Americans who took the Japanese scientists who conducted biological experiments against the Chinese, put them in off of any punishment. It was the English who took the Italian fascists and made sure they were not charged. The international rules-based order was created by another lie, which was that the fascists were all protected by the Americans and put into power in their countries, in Japan and in Italy. If we want to therefore have a new world order that is based on multilateralism that President Xi and CPC and China have proposed, we have to undo the ideological damage that has been done by the narrative of World War II. And I'm really proud, of course, that it was first in Guangzhou here in China, because I will tell you, the majority of my friends in the Global South do not know that 35 million Chinese perished. It's not a known fact in the majority of the world. It's very important that this story is told to the whole world, because my friends in Latin America were shocked when they find this out. So China has a very important role, and we in this forum have a very important role, that to envision a new multi-order, polarity order, requires, quite frankly, the deconstruction, a restorationist history, what really happened, who really suffered. Of those who died, almost 70% of the people who died in World War II were in China and the Soviet Union. It is they, today, that I hope that we honor. The people who we don't know, and they sat and fought, and they are the reasons we can be here in peace today. So thank you for all the great fighters of World War II. Thank you.
I just want to give a few statistics here. So, Opium War and the Boxer Rebellion, roughly 100 to 200,000 deaths, Chinese. Korean War, roughly 180,000 to 400,000 deaths. When I look at all the numbers from the supposed conflicts with Europeans and Americans with the Chinese, looks to me like the numbers are well below 2 million of total Chinese killed by foreign conflicts over history. But how many, what do you think the number is, George, if you want to guess? And I used AI here, guys. I'm not a genius. I just asked AI. How many people did the Chinese government kill? Unnatural deaths. How many did they kill during the Great Leap Forward, the Cultural Revolution, early ideological purges. What do you think, George? What do you think the number is, the Chinese, killing their own people? How many do you think they killed?
No idea.
40 to 80 million. You guys are talking about global conflict, Singham? You lying fucking asshole. Unbelievable. 40 to 80 million. The Chinese killed their own people. He's got some nerve trying to blame the global community, to blame the Europeans, to blame the fascist Americans. This guy is so full of shit. The Chinese killed people over and over again. That Great Leap Forward, they killed 15 to 45 million of their own people. The Cultural Revolution, they killed 500,000 to 3 million. Early ideological purges, another 1 to 5 million. And the numbers just go on and on and on of them killing anybody that didn't agree with the communist government, that didn't agree with the communist ideology. They've killed millions of their own people. Global conflicts? Yeah, nah, I'm sorry. Singham, you're a liar. You're a traitor to the United States. You're an international terrorist. And I challenge this administration to give him that label and to go after him with the full force and effect of the American government. Seize his global assets, wring out the money, and I guarantee the Chinese won't protect him. But the truth of the matter is, it's a lie to the American public. It's a lie to the rest of the world. He sits on stage pontificating because he's got money. But the truth of the matter is, he's a liar and he's a traitor to the United States. I say go after him with the full force and effect. I'd snatch him up in the middle of the night. I wouldn't let him go anywhere. He'll be trapped within China, turn off his ideology, seize all his financial institutions. And Goldman Sachs, well, I guess, listen, if they want to participate, then they should pay the price. My opinion is, why let them do business here in the United States if they're so well tied into the CCP? You guys tell me in the audience, do you think they should be continued to allow to do business? Should Goldman Sachs be allowed to do business in the country? If they're going to be tied into one of our alleged enemies, and probably one of the most dangerous enemies, I don't even believe Russia's an enemy, to be honest with you. I think we could settle things with Russia very quickly. But the truth of the matter is, if they're going to embrace a guy like Singham because he's putting his money on the streets to divide this country, to destroy this country from within, why should he be allowed to continue? Why should people like Reid Hoffman, Mark Zuckerberg, the George Soros clan, why should any of them be allowed to continue? I say no. I say stop them dead in their tracks, go after them. And the truth of the matter is, you need a president with balls. Donald J. Trump, do you have the balls to go after this guy with the full force and effect? Because listen, it's very easy to put him on the Interpol terrorist watch list. You just determine that, yes, in fact, he's been undermining the country and trying to destroy us. Because the list goes on here, George. This guy's been doing, he sold his company ThoughtWorks for $785 million. I say we snatch up all his money. Without money, he's nothing.
Well, Trump, first you have to have the DOJ present all the evidence to Trump to put him on a terrorist watch list, first and foremost.
But do you believe, if this is all true, George, should he be on the terrorist watch list?
Sure. What they should do is seize all his bank accounts and sanction anybody that tries to do business with him or any of his companies or subsidiaries, all that stuff. For right
what
now,
should happen to Goldman Sachs?
They should do that right now. Well, Secretary Bessent went and visited Goldman Sachs, I don't know how many months ago, to talk about this issue and some other stuff. So, if Goldman Sachs cooperates, we'll see.
So Singham allegedly funneled $278 million from Shanghai into the United States through 3 key channels. One of them being the philanthropic arm of Goldman Sachs and 2 shell corporations, $164 million plus into Mutad.
Those
LLC.
2 shell corporations are now they're not. I think they're gone.
Well, they're
now.
defunct, and that's what you do with shell corporations. After you've used them and you've laundered the money, you make them defunct, and then you move the money wherever you want to. He also did it through $110 million to GS Donor Advised Philanthropy Fund for Wealth Management, the philanthropy arm of Goldman Sachs. To me, Goldman Sachs is tied into money laundering. It's pretty cut and simple. At the end of the day, just throw them out of the U.S. We don't need them. I'm sure there'll be lots of financial institutions that'll step up to the plate. Another $3.5 million to Likewise Conceptions LLC, and now defunct shell corporations. 3 entities pumped in this $278 million. I mean, it goes on. People's Support Foundation Limited, a 501c3, another hidden shell. Justice and Education Fund, another 501c3. And let me tell you, the 501c3, and I said 401 earlier, I apologize for that mistake. 501c3s, this is one of the tools that people like Soros, people like Reid Hoffman love to use. They cloak what they do, and this is the money that pays for the bricks, pays for the gas masks, pays for the BLM action, pays for the Antifa actions. You wonder how these people are so well funded? It's these people. He put a bunch of money into Code Pink for Peace, another 501c3, another $1 million into Breakthrough BT Media Inc., 501c3, 6 nonprofits that funded at least another $223 million in other forms of support into global network of organizations, including the People's Welfare Association, another 501c4, countless unidentified organizations in 6 regions around the world, including Sub-Saharan Africa, Central America, and even North America, receiving tens of millions of dollars. I mean, we ought to team up with all these countries. We ought to put a dragnet on this scumbag. I don't think people like this should be allowed to continue. The Answer Coalition, and a communist organization whose Chicago address has been listed as the location of the Green Mill Restaurant, a regular haunt for the 20th century gangster Al Capone. Interesting. The Party of Socialists and Liberation. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I have to tell you this. This isn't grassroots resistance. It's not grassroots. It's been foreign money all along. I'm sure
Lance,
a lot of these.
I got to cut you off because we're getting short, so I don't mean to do it. But
at the end of the day, let me say this to the audience. Maybe you ought to say something to DJT over on True Social. Maybe tell him, hey, listen, when are you guys going to have some balls? And when are you going to take this guy out? He's a traitor. He's a terrorist. He should be on the Interpol list. Let's use the full force and effect of the U.S. military. I'm sure Pete Hegseth would love to go in and snatch this guy. Let's grab his ass up. Let's make an example of him. And then let's go after Reid Hoffman, the Soroses, and the rest of the clan. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg for his Zuckerberg's operation. They're trying to manipulate our elections, and they're trying to undermine our country. All right, George, go ahead. I'm sorry. I hate this guy.
All right, so do I. But all right, shout out to Fergie Donna Mama Donna in the chat. It's a weird name. Great name. All right, so we just got a ruling from SCOTUS. And this is actually a big ruling because this is going to overrule 90 years of precedent and help get rid of the deep state. So they just ruled in favor of Trump 6-3 that allowed President Trump to fire Democrat FTC Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter and abolish the rule that initially blocked him from doing so. Well, that's big because they're talking about this, for Trump to fire people. He's executive, right? He's the top dog. And he just said America needs a strong executive to drain the swamp, secure the border, fix the economy, yada, yada, yada. That's come from Trump. He just said that. First, without lawfare handcuffs. Well, the handcuffs are off, sir, so get to it. Let's see some more firings right now. That's what Lance wants to see, and I want to see. I think everybody wants to see. Drain the deep state swamp. So hopefully, you know what, Lance? He just got a ruling in his favor. We'll see what happens. I want to bring this story up because this happened last week. This is a Florida tattoo shop owner who's barring anybody from the military and veterans from his business. The shop is at 519 Highland Ave North. And he drew backlash after a Facebook post, which he spread widely online, prompting calls for boycotts from veteran supporters and Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. All right. Well, guess what? We don't need to go to you. We won't go to you. And he just put out another statement, this bastard. He's now offering a discount if you could prove you're not military or law enforcement. Well, you know what? I would never go to his shop. And I hope nobody goes to the shop. I hope he loses business. You know who's going to go there? Them dumb purple-haired liberals and shit. And they'll probably get some dumbass tattoos.
I would bet that with what he just did, considering that local Air Force base, of course, a lot of the military like to get tattoos. Point of the matter is, I hope we put him straight out of business. Everybody, it's called Revival. Is it Revival Tattoo, George? Is that correct, in Tampa?
Yes.
Make sure we have the name right.
Revival Tattoo in
the Tampa Bay area, near MacDill Air Force Base.
Hold on. It's on Highland Ave, North Suite, Largo, Florida. Wherever that is.
Well, tell your friends and family, tell everybody, they don't want to support law enforcement. They don't want to support military. Make sure none of their family members go. Make sure it's very clear. Do not go to the Revival Tattoo Shop. Maybe it's time to call the health department in on him. I would put the full force and effect on this guy. If I was Ron DeSantis, I might even have all his licensing reviewed and really keep him under fire. This is a shitty thing to do. You don't mix your business with politics. You should have your business do what it's going to do. But at the end of the day, look, I know he's refusing service. I've said it. Refuse service to our government individuals. It's time to refuse service to all the senators and congressmen in Washington, D.C. So, whatever.
All right. I got a feel-good story. It's going to be our last story. So this is like 3-4 days ago, I believe. The Miami Marlins, they're looking for this dog, and he went viral. This dog, they have I guess bring your dog to the park for a game. This was actually Monday's game. That's when it was. But I will say since this video, they have actually found the dog. Now look at this dog watching this other pup eat a hot dog. And no, it's funny, and nobody noticed it at the game. Like, nobody sitting around noticed it at the game. I got the story because, listen, I felt bad for the dog. Lance is a very big dog person. But it's a good story.
More tonight on the dog at Monday's Marlins game. The one who didn't get the hot dog. The one who had to watch another dog enjoy his hot dog. The Marlins had put out a wanted poster promising a dream day for that disrespected pooch. And now fans are reposting the dog as the Marlins' new mascot. I like it.
And actually, the Marlins offered, they're going to bring
they
this.
Found the dog, didn't
yeah,
they
found the dog. They talked to the owner. They're going to invite the owner and the dog back in, and they're going to shower this dog. He's going to have his own day there. I mean, I don't know how you can sit there. Or you can eat hot dogs.
No, but if you're giving a hot dog to your dog and you see the dog right next door, come on, wouldn't you throw him a bite? I mean, that's stingy. I would listen if I was.
Well, no, hold on. No. You never feed somebody else's dog, first of all.
I would ask.
You ask.
But I would have ordered a hot dog for the dog, and I would say, "Hey, listen, my dog. I see your dog. Do you want to take this hot dog and give it to him?" I would literally order the dog, and I would make the parents feel guilty. I said, "Hey, I bought your dog a hot dog. He looks like he'd like to have some."
But in reality, though, you don't know if the owner of that dog did feed him something beforehand. We don't. I don't know. We just see that shot, like that poor shot.
You know how dogs are.
I know.
They always want what they don't have. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't be that stingy. I'm not that guy. All right, listen, if you love the show, we're out of time for today. You know what to do. Thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, share the short form, the long form. Take it. Go follow us on social media. It'll only take you a minute. Go follow us on YouTube. Here's the drill. Go to YouTube, follow us. Go to Locals, follow us if you're a member of Locals. And go to your local podcast. I'm sure you guys all have iHeartRadio or Amazon or Spotify. Take a minute. Just take a minute out of your schedule and go give us a follow. Leave us a content. Share our content on the podcast platforms. We're trying to grow on all of them. We need all the support we can get. We need all the help we can get. It's how we drop these truth bombs for you. And we do it every single day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. You know how we do it. And don't forget to follow G. Ballantine, Lance Migliaccio, and The Big Mig Show on X. Everywhere else, it's George Ballantine, Lance Migliaccio, and The Big Mig. We need those follows. We need that support. Take our content, spread it far and wide. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. We know that's the most valuable commodity you have. We really do appreciate it. We're blessed to have you guys.
Oh, you didn't say George last word. Okay. Y'all have a blessed day. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.